My knife was covered in stains that just wouldn't wipe off, and I was ready to throw it out. Until a simple idea turned that dirty, dull blade into the sharpest tool in my drawer. I started by giving the blade a real deep clean, using things most of us already have at home. And once I saw how fast the stains lifted and the metal brightened up, I knew this little experiment was going to be worth it. To start, I place the old knife into a shallow tray and sprinkle a good layer of baking soda over the entire blade. Then I pour vinegar on top, making sure both sides get completely coated. The reaction starts right away, and that fizzing helps lift off the stains that regular wiping can't touch. I spread the mixture evenly with my fingers, let it work for about 15 minutes, and give the blade time to break down all the grime. This simple step sets up the knife for a proper sharpening and brings back the clean surface it used to have. After the baking soda and vinegar finish bubbling, I take a stiff brush and scrub the blade from end to end. I make sure both sides get a good cleaning so every bit of residue lifts off. Then I rinse the knife under clean water and wipe it dry with a soft cloth. The metal looks better, but the real test is how it cuts. I grab a sheet of paper and try a straight slice. The knife barely breaks the surface and tears the paper instead of cutting it. That tells me the edge is still dull, so now it's time to restore the sharpness. Tell me what part of the country you're watching from. I read every comment. To keep things simple, I like to reuse old parts whenever I can. So here I take 2 empty lighters that no longer work and use pliers to remove the small metal wheel assemblies inside. Each wheel has a clean, rough surface that works great for sharpening when it spins fast enough. Next, I grab a pop rivet and use a small saw to cut off the rounded head. Now that the parts are ready, I take the 2 lighter wheels and slide them onto the nail rivet one, right after the other. I press the cut end of the rivet with my pliers so the wheels stay tight and don't slip when they spin. Once they're locked in place, I chuck the rivet into my cordless drill, just like a normal bit. A quick test spin shows the wheels turning smooth and straight. This little setup is going to act like a mini sharpening wheel, and it's surprisingly steady for something made from old lighters. Now that the grinding wheels are mounted on the drill, we can start sharpening. I spray a little water onto the knife and onto the spinning wheels so the metal stays cool while we work. Then I turn the drill on and gently slide the knife into the gap between the 2 wheels. You'll hear a light scraping sound as the edge meets the spinning surfaces. Keep a steady hand and move the blade along the entire edge. It only takes a few passes before you start to feel the knife getting smoother and sharper. Now that the edge is shaped, we need to refine it so the blade cuts clean without tearing. I take a small piece of wood and stick a strip of 3M tape right on top. Then I press a piece of cowhide leather onto the tape so it's held firm and flat. To prep the leather, I use a wire brush and lightly rough up the surface. Once the leather base is ready, I add a small amount of polishing compound right on the surface. This helps clean off the last bit of burrs that sanding can't remove. I hold the knife at a comfortable angle and slide the blade forward and back along the leather, keeping steady contact the whole time. After a few passes, you can already see the shine coming back. This final step evens out the edge and gives the knife a smooth, clean finish. It feels great to watch an old blade come back to life with just a little patience and the right touch. After finishing every step, the old knife that once looked too dirty to save is now sharp, clean, and ready for real work again. The baking soda and vinegar lifted the stains, the homemade sharpener brought the edge back, and the leather strop gave it that final smooth finish. If you try this at home, just take your time. Keep the blade wet while sharpening and let the tools do the work. It is satisfying to bring something back to life instead of throwing it away. And it reminds us how many simple fixes we can make with tools we already have in the garage. Thank you for sticking with me through the whole process. If you enjoy practical ideas like this and want more tips that keep your tools and your home in good shape, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me what project you want to see next. Your support helps me make more videos just like this.